So, good evening. This is a recording of the lesson of the 23rd of April. Yorgo, χρόνια πολλά. We miss you. Guys, say hi to Yorgo.
Hi.
Thank you. Okay, and now we start the lesson, which I hope you will watch on my YouTube channel. But if you're not listening to me, you will not find it. Okay, so it's kind of a waste of time. Never mind. Okay, without further ado, let us move on to our lesson uh, as soon as I open the dictionary. Okay, so all right. Um, have we really left out page 98 from students? Nana, would you like to look? You sure? No? No look? Okay, alright. Ariane, would you like to have a look? Okay, whenever you want them.
You have checked it from me.
You?
Yeah.
Okay. So, look what we're gonna do so we don't waste time. Um, while I'm going upstairs to pick up my kafedaki, you can, that's 98. Okay, right. You can just hit the magic button on each one of them and proceed from here. Okay, I'm going to hide it, but for some reason it reappears. Okay, so take this, and I'll be back in a tick.
So,
Yes.
can I just wait?
Sorry, guys. I'll be back in a second. Now, are you checking?
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, you there? Ready? Good? Excellent. Okay, so there goes that. So now let us move on to pages 99 and 100. 99 and 100 means progress check. Okay, so presumably we've done the reading. True, false. Swifts have somewhere before bird's nest soup can be made. Don't know what he's talking about.
True.
Okay.
Saliva.
Okay. Evelyn haggis with traditional side dishes.
True.
Yeah. Ryder says people are disgusted by the way haggis looks.
False.
I would go for a big true. But anyway, Inuit ice cream has the same ingredients as traditional ice cream.
False.
Καναλίπος φωτιάς. What? Okay. Some people like the smell of durian fruit.
True.
Yeah. You can't eat durian fruit any of you want to.
True.
True. Okay, so what's the durian fruit? Ah, enjoying the play Francis and fruit. No, 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 no. Okay, all right. But haggish looks kind of horrible, but
It's a hard one.
no. On the other hand, we eat cockroaches, so
Yeah, but wait, it's like the Mayuriza. We also eat brains. So.
it's got brains.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Heart, liver, and lungs. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, of course.
The
Yeah,
mango cheese.
yeah.
The last one. Oh my god.
Okay. All right. So, and then there was one of the choice regarding mango cheese. What is not always the same? That's in Sardinia, in Corsica.
No, the way people eat sweet.
Okay.
Some
The
people
way
eat
people
it with
eat
nuts.
it.
Some others don't.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. And yeah, it comes from Sardinia. No, I said Sardinia, Corsica. I've watched a documentary about it. Maggots are like little worms.
And they want to eat it?
Yeah.
Ah, they like it and the little worms are protein. Yeah, they do.
Sometimes
yeah,
they.
protein.
Well, so it is. Some people carefully, and unless of course they're fasting. I mean, if it's Good Friday, you don't.
They carefully remove them.
Exactly.
No, please no.
Ouch. Okay. Yeah. All right. In the final paragraph, the writer.
Be
Yes.
Charles very good.
Hmm?
No, then I wouldn't do this, sorry.
Me neither. Um, the most deadly food in the world, however, is.
Non calamari, potranno giocare. Δεν κάποιες φορές στέκεται στο νησιό. Και το κόλλο πάνω.
I was talking about this actually.
Το τρώνε αυτό.
Yeah.
Τρώνε τα πάντα.
And it's a rare delicacy and very, very expensive. But the chef has to have attended at least 5 years of training before he can prepare this dish. Because in order to serve it this way, this is what it looks like. It's probably like sushi. I've never eaten sushi, but it's probably like sushi. So you cut thin slices and you serve it raw. However, if you do not remove certain parts of the body of this guy here, you die instantly. It's more deadly than poisonous mushrooms. It's called fugu in Japanese or blowfish. Yeah, blowfish. Excuse me. Παρακαλώ. Πάνω. Εννοείται. Φυσικά, όσα θες. Και 3 και 4. Θα κάνεις το θαύμα αυτό που έκανε ο Ιησούς με τα ψάρια και τα ψωμιά. Οκ. Λοιπόν. Πάει. Γεια.
Is the one that whenever it fears it gets bigger.
Yeah, I think so.
But when you swallow it, you die.
If it hasn't been very, very carefully cleaned, because it has what the highly trained chef does is remove a certain gland, that means which contains a deadly poison. So he has to know anatomy better than a doctor to find which parts to remove. That's why they're trained. To be a sushi chef, you already have to attend a rigorous training. But to be a sushi chef, to serve this kind of food, you have to attend even more training because, I mean, people's lives are.
But excuse me, it's not worth it.
I know.
It's not worth your life for this little thing.
I know. And you know the fun thing? Brilliant, I was said, because some people's lives are at stake. The expression, people's lives. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, at stake, exactly. No, I fully agree, Ariadne. And not only that, the fun thing is that some people say that tastes horrible.
It's that small, okay? That is not even my dinner.
No, I don't think it's small.
Ah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I mean there are a lot of other foods that are normal.
yeah, I know, but Japanese, you know, Japanese are
Japanese.
Japanese, yeah.
Is it also possible to eat skeleton pandas?
I don't even know what a skeleton panda is.
It might,
Skeleton panda.
yeah.
Sorry.
Skeleton panda. No. That. What is that? I don't know.
Ah, skeleton panda sea squirt. Is it what? Sea creature.
Yeah.
Ah,
Hodos. Yeah. In a panda.
Jesus Christ.
Come on,
I don't think that is for real. Actually, come to think of it, I don't think that these are for real either. But anyway, if you say so, yeah, I don't know. And the other thing which is considered by some to be the most disgusting food on earth is shark prepared the Icelandic way.
no. I heard it is the best one in Iceland. It's the best dish in Iceland.
It is the most famous, but many people would rather have the head chopped off than taste it. Hang on, Iceland's iconic dish is this
Ναι, το
fermented shark.
καρχαρία, ναι, τον έχουν εκεί πέρα.
Yeah, it's called hakarl. Fermented shark dish. Fermented means ότι έχει υποστεί ζύμωση.
Α, να σας πω πώς γίνεται η ζύμωση.
They just let it rot.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Έχω κάνει για παρουσίαση και στην έκτη και στην πρώτη γυμνάσια για την Ισλανδία.
In shark's pee. Yeah,
They pee on the ground.
Not they. The shark. I mean,
No.
What people?
Yes.
Oh, come on.
That
Get
was
out.
the old way, but they still do it sometimes. Yeah, they
Ouch.
go on the ground and then after some months they take him out and do the baking. They say that it tastes better like this.
Okay. That's very good. Okay, so I prefer it this way. No. I've heard that Icelanders are not famous for their haute cuisine, but this takes the cake. Anyway, so all right. So stressed I got another. Okay, come on. BBA, right? Okay. Next. In winter, I love to.
Sip.
Yeah. Recover from his illness. Life sleep can lead to. Poach. Excellent.
Crunch.
Yes.
Swelling.
Do we wait for the swelling in your foot go down? Excellent. Very good. Okay. All right. Excuse me. My son, I know that this is not very professional, but my son is sending me a message, so I can't but answer. Okay. Of course, my son. Okay. I wish a dentist.
Let's see.
Uh,
We'll see.
would see. Would see. To express annoyance, but not here. Here to express strong expectation. Like, for example, I can't wait. Like, I'm waiting at the bus stop and it's snowing, it's very cold. I wish the bus would arrive. Okay, but also, I wish you wouldn't do that. I wish you wouldn't chew your nails, you wouldn't bite your nails, whatever. So, when you find something annoying or when you want something very, very much to happen sooner rather than later, you use wish plus would. Okay, I'm about to pass out. Faint. Lose consciousness. Okay, it would. Do you? A lot of good. If you ate. Double. Second. Okay, if she cuts sugary foods.
Out.
out of her diet, although we usually say if she cuts down on sugar foods, okay, she
Good fine.
will find, first conditional. If I
Hadn't bumped.
hadn't bumped, that's mixed conditional, half third, half second. I will have this huge bruise on my foot, okay? I wish Eve
Wouldn't.
wouldn't be or weren't so obsessed. Both would be correct. I wish you weren't, or I wish you would be so obsessed. Uh, I'm obsessed with something. He's really obsessed with money, with success, whatever, with his looks. You sprinkle some cheese
On.
on the pasta. It
Would.
would. If only George hadn't come down
With.
with the flu, he could
Have.
have joined us on the trip. Excellent. Actually, here, yeah, well, okay, no, not necessarily. I said that there should have been a comma here, but no, not necessarily. Mr. Simpson's wishes he
Have paid.
had paid. Better attention.
To.
Pay attention to. Pay attention to. Okay? And now I'm going to remind you of something. Pay attention to. Take.
Notice of.
Thank you. Amazing. Exactly right. Yeah. Take no notice of his unkind words, or don't take any notice of his unkind words. Excellent. Well done. Okay. Bravo. There's a listening here. And, excuse me. Καλησπέρα, χρόνια πολλά στο Ανέστη. Ακριβώς. Ναι, είμαι σε μάθημα. Τώρα βέβαια αν περάσει μετά τις 9 θα είμαι και ελεύθερος. Ναι, φυσικά. Έγινε. Thank you. Bye. Yeah, thanks. Okay. So as a fitness instructor, okay. So have a look at the questions and be ready to. By the way, yeah, I've told you that you should read the questions of the text in that case, just to know what to expect. But also, in this kind of exercise, it wouldn't hurt to make some initial guesses. Okay, so for example, I'm sure that you got number 2. In a gym, you can work on weight machines to increase your what?
Strength.
Okay, yeah, most likely. In the gym allows you to work on all to keep you fit and healthy.
Όχι πλάτος. Αυτά ήταν τα όργανα. Machines.
Instruments, machines, okay, probably. Sorry, Hannah, you said? Not really. I would have thought of all the muscles. Never mind. Okay, so I think it's a good idea for people to combine gym exercises with. Okay, we can't really guess that, but combine this with that.
With eating good.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, with eating good, eating healthily, whatever. Modern treadmills can simulate different, which take you up. This one very, very difficult. Very difficult. Do you know what treadmill is?
Yeah, the running.
Yes, that's right. However, Nikki believes that the difference in running or cycling adults is still much something in comparative than using gym equipment. One of the biggest advantages to join the gym, 2 is one possibility, of is another. One of the biggest advantages of joining the gym is that you exercise because you're paying for it. We'll see, okay? Nikki thinks it's easy to not work out if you don't have a gym membership. If people can afford a gym membership, they can do stretches at home. For Nikki, the key to keeping fit is to ensure you. Okay, we'll see. Okay, so are you ready?
We're talking to fitness instructor Nikki Taylor this morning. She's telling us about the benefits and the drawbacks of joining a gym. So, first of all, Nikki, could you tell us why it's a good idea to join a gym?
Yes, of course. To begin with, as a fitness instructor, I always want to encourage people to exercise. If you join a gym, you have the opportunity to do many different types of exercise in one place. For example, you can work on weight machines to increase your muscle strength, and then later you can do some aerobic exercise on the spinning machines and treadmills. So the great thing is that when you are at the gym, you can work on all the key points required to stay fit and healthy.
Well, that sounds great. But aren't there any disadvantages to doing all that exercise in the gym?
You know what? I think when people are getting back to fitness, the gym is fine by itself. However, I always encourage my clients to combine gym exercise with outdoor pursuits when they become more confident. For instance, treadmills can simulate all sorts of imaginary routes which take you up and down hills, but nothing beats actually cycling or running up and down real hills outside. Exercising while breathing fresh air and facing other challenges, such as strong winds or a hot sun, makes the experience much more beneficial.
I suppose you're right. And most people spend their whole day stuck indoors working, so getting outside for exercise is probably a good thing emotionally too. So why should any of us even join a gym at all?
Doing regular circuits in the gym will help you to build up muscle strength and you can improve your balance. One of the biggest advantages to joining a gym, though, is that you feel obliged to exercise. If you say to yourself, I'm going to go jogging every morning, it's very easy to make an excuse not to go. However, when people have gym memberships, they're usually much stricter with themselves. They make a schedule and they stick to it.
Why is that?
Well, the main factor is that they have paid for a gym membership. If you know you have to pay a certain amount of money every month, then you want to know that you will get your money's worth. People usually won't miss a workout because they don't want to feel they have thrown their money away.
Is it expensive to join a gym then?
Yes, it usually is. If you want to join a nice gym, then you'll normally have to pay quite a lot of money. This is another disadvantage. Not everyone can afford to give up that much money every month to exercise, but there are alternatives for these people. If you can afford to, then join a gym. If you can't, you can get an exercise mat for your house and make yourself do sit-ups, push-ups, and other stretches every morning and evening. Go jogging in the park a couple of mornings per week. You can manage to exercise just as much. The key is to make sure you stick to your schedule. If you are strict with yourself and keep to your schedules, then you get fit and stay fit. At the end of the day, the most important thing is to be healthy. If you spend a lot of money on a gym membership in order to stay fit, and you don't have enough money for other things like entertainment and socializing, then your emotional health probably won't benefit.
Okay, thanks, Nikki. We'll talk to you a little more after a quick break.
Would you like to listen again? Come in.
Hello. Hi.
Once more. That's it. So, once more.
We're talking to fitness instructor Nikki Taylor this morning. She's telling us about the benefits and the drawbacks of joining a gym. So, first of all, Nikki, could you tell us why it's a good idea to join a gym?
Yes, of course. To begin with, as a fitness instructor, I always want to encourage people to exercise. If you join a gym, you have the opportunity to do many different types of exercise in one place. For example, you can work on weight machines to increase your muscle strength, and then later you can do some aerobic exercise on the spinning machines and treadmills. So the great thing is that when you are at the gym, you can work on all the key points required to stay fit and healthy.
Well, that sounds great. But aren't there any disadvantages to doing all that exercise in the gym?
You know what? I think when people are getting back to fitness, the gym is fine by itself. However, I always encourage my clients to combine gym exercise with outdoor pursuits when they become more confident. For instance, treadmills can simulate all sorts of imaginary routes which take you up and down hills, but nothing beats actually cycling or running up and down real hills outside. Exercising while breathing fresh air and facing other challenges, such as strong winds or a hot sun, makes the experience much more beneficial.
I suppose you're right. And most people spend their whole day stuck indoors working, so getting outside for exercise is probably a good thing emotionally too. So why should any of us even join a gym at all?
Doing regular circuits in the gym will help you to build up muscle strength and you can improve your balance. One of the biggest advantages to joining a gym, though, is that you feel obliged to exercise. If you say to yourself, I'm going to go jogging every morning, it's very easy to make an excuse not to go. However, when people have gym memberships, they're usually much stricter with themselves. They make a schedule and they stick to it.
Why is that?
Well, the main factor is that they have paid for a gym membership. If you know you have to pay a certain amount of money every month, then you want to know that you will get your money's worth. People usually won't miss a workout because they don't want to feel they have thrown their money away.
Is it expensive to join a gym then?
Yes, it usually is. If you want to join a nice gym, then you'll normally have to pay quite a lot of money. This is another disadvantage. Not everyone can afford to give up that much money every month to exercise, but there are alternatives for these people. If you can afford to, then join a gym. If you can't, you can get an exercise mat for your house and make yourself do sit-ups, push-ups, and other stretches every morning and evening. Go jogging in the park a couple of mornings per week. You can manage to exercise just as much. The key is to make sure you stick to your schedule. If you are strict with yourself and keep to your schedules, then you get fit and stay fit. At the end of the day, the most important thing is to be healthy. If you spend a lot of money on a gym membership in order to stay fit, and you don't have enough money for other things like entertainment and socializing, then your emotional health probably won't benefit.
Okay, thanks, Nikki. We'll talk to you a little more after.
Okay, so Nikki always wants to encourage people to exercise. In gym, you can work on weight machines to increase your muscle strength. Excellent. You can go on. Question. I don't think that they would ever ask you, but please tell me the adjective of muscle. Like he's a guy. In the office.
Muscular.
The East of Wales. Okay, all right, yeah, muscular, excellent. And I stand amazed. Okay, being the gym allows you to work on all the
2 points.
key points. Excellent, bravo. Keep you feeling healthy. Keep things good if you combine gym exercises with.
Outdoor pursuits.
Excellent. Modern treadmills can simulate different.
Imaginary routes.
Excellent, which take you up and down hills. I was thinking of incline, which means greasy. But okay, I was wrong, obviously. However, Nikki believes that the experience around is still much
More beneficial.
excellent. Okay, here's just better, but I believe that more beneficial sounds even better. One of the biggest advantages on the gym is that you
Feel obliged.
feel obliged to exercise because you're paying for it. Nikki thinks it's easy
Make an excuse.
to make an excuse. Sorry, Yorgo, that's me. Not to work out if you don't have a gym membership. If people can't afford a gym membership, they can do stretches on a exercise mat at home. That's halaki. Okay. For Nikki, the key to keeping fit is to ensure you
Stick on your schedule.
stick to your schedule. Excellent. Excellent. Stick to is the expression. Yeah. Stick to your schedule, stick to your principles, like menopistos, sakati, stick to. And there's even this funny word. Like, for example, how did he achieve his goals? With a lot of stick to itiveness. You understand this word does not exist? Stick to itiveness. I mean, do you understand it? How did he achieve his goals? With a lot of stick to itiveness. Stick to it is the expression, and then they stick the eveness, which does not really exist. I mean, the whole thing doesn't exist as a word. So, how would you say, what would be an acceptable synonym of that? How would you say αποφασιστικότητα?
Determination.
Thank you. Okay, but Americans use this word quite often, stick to itiveness. Stick to it, and the eveness thing, which, like I told you, does not really exist as a word, but they use it kind of humorously, and so on. Okay, alright, bravo, excellent. And now, your teacher has asked you to write an essay explaining the advantages of joining a gym. Write your essay, write about proper equipment, expensive gym membership, and your own idea. Remember, introduction, main part 1, 2, and 3, and conclusion. Your own idea is part of the main part. You remember that? Okay, so this has to have 5 paragraphs. Yeah.
I did the introduction. I did the disadvantages, but in the disadvantages, I put like the advantages. The advantages where I put the proper equipment
Yeah.
and other things.
It's
And
okay.
in the disadvantages, expensive gym membership and other things.
That's okay because they just give you that as an idea. But did you also come up with your own idea as a third main part?
I put everything in the advantages and disadvantages.
Yeah. Look, I can't see anything wrong with it, but they might. Okay. Never mind. I'll see it. Obviously. Okay. Your organization sounds very very good to me,
Because
but
does it only want to use only this?
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that in main part. Okay, so it should be organized. Can I have your notebook? Actually, this goes for everyone. So not your notebook, but here. Okay, so essay writing. Okay. So, sorry. Intro. Main part 1. Main part 2. Main part 3. Conclusion. Okay. So, intro. Okay. Introduce your topic. Show the examiner that you know what you will be talking about, and also make your reader, interested in what's going to follow. Okay, so the introduction has a very, very real purpose of existence. Okay, it makes our readers interested in what they're about to read. It gives them reasons to read. That's why I believe that our opinion should not be included in the introduction. We leave our opinion for the end. Okay, so main part 1. Now, according to him, main part 1 is proper equipment. Main part 2 is expensive gym membership. And part 3 is your own idea. And conclusion, sum up, express your own opinion. Okay. Your own opinion is one thing, your own idea is another thing. Okay, your own idea is the third point, which could be either advantage or disadvantage. Now, um, uh, help. Okay, so introduce your topic, give us reasons to read it. Okay, things like this is what we're going to talk about in the following paragraphs, or these days fitness is a very big thing among young people or among all ages. Many people set it as a priority, but is it all good? Or these days everyone wants to join a gym. And it appears to be a good idea because this way we will increase our level of fitness. But is it all good, or are there some disadvantages to it? This is what we will be talking about in the following paragraphs.
Because it says about the advantages and disadvantages. So we say advantages and disadvantages of every.
Not necessarily. I would say that the proper equipment is the advantage, expensive gym membership is the disadvantage, and your own idea could be either something positive or something negative. Your own idea, for example, would be the ideal place to hang out with friends, so it's good. Um, um, there's a danger of injury if you're left unattended, if you do not receive the proper instruction. So this is bad. Okay. I see what you mean here, and this might be a bit confusing because this encourages you to organize like that: one paragraph for the advantages, one for the disadvantages, and in the conclusion, in my opinion, or to sum up, we have seen that. Okay, I'll see what you've written, but this sounds perfect. But we need to focus a bit more on this format. Okay, so may I? I'm sure it's beautiful. Thank you very much. Okay, joining the gym sounds like a challenging and tiring activity. Well, like everything, it has its own advantages and disadvantages. Nice. Most of the advantages of this challenging activity are actually beneficial to your health. Well, the advantages are beneficial anyway. I mean, an advantage has to be beneficial.
Yeah, I highlighted mostly to the health.
Okay, all right. The gym provides you with the proper equipment, provides you with, okay, equipment to use. If you use it the right way, it can help you lose weight and become more fit. Uh, and a possibility to become fitter. Okay. A lot of people who are suffering from obesity and other medical conditions, by exercising, they heal and become happier. You lost it here a bit. A lot of people who are suffering from obesity and other medical conditions heal and become happier by exercising. Όχι πάλι they, γιατί το κείμενο είναι εδώ. A lot of people. So you don't repeat a lot of people. And you reorganize that. A lot of people are suffering from obesity and other medical conditions heal and become happier by exercising. Okay. Although this sounds fun, this activity also has its disadvantages. You see, they provide you with proper equipment inside the gym, but in order to become a member, you have to pay, and sometimes it can become very expensive. It can be, I would say. Also, not all people have the time to become a member because of their daily routine. Another problem is that people who live in smaller towns do not have a gym near them. In conclusion, the gym is a beneficial activity but requires many things. I would try to expand it a bit. Um, in conclusion, it can be easy to understand that that joining a gym or becoming a member of a gym is a beneficial activity, but we need to pay attention to a variety of try to avoid saying things. We need to pay attention to a variety of factors. Okay, this sounds too general. Requires many things. Very good job, though. Nice. Excellent. Okay.
If I wrote this in the candidates, better from Tokova.
Why? I like it very much and I believe they would also. It's just that you need to pay a little closer attention, although I can see why you focus more on advantages and disadvantages and you organize it this way. I can fully understand why. Okay, but still we need to stick to the format and we'll have a look at a sample now. Okay, keeping fit is a common problem among children and adults that puzzles individuals on a daily basis. Excellent. Why problem though?
It's not easy.
Well, I would think of challenge because no, it's okay. Okay, yeah, I believe that it also makes sense, but it gives it some kind of negative, you know, among children and adults that puzzles individuals on daily basis. That's when that's when gyms come in use. That's where probably gyms come in use. They seem like the perfect solution, comma, they are convenient and usually heavily equipped. Heavily equipped. I would say suitably appropriately. Heavily again makes it sound a bit negative. Heavily equipped, but like most things in life, they too have advantages and disadvantages. Wow. Firstly, finding the proper equipment is not always an easy task, since most gyms don't always have the necessary since most gyms don't always have the necessary money to provide for their customers. Very, very good. Secondly, the expensive membership is an issue among members since they can't always pay for the subscription. In some cases, they can't keep up with the cost, dropping out mid semester. Semester is mostly for schools.
And usually subscriptions go with semesters. I don't know, with subscription.
But by which you mean trimina, but semester is especially limited to schools. Okay, dropping out. Okay, let's. Okay, in the middle of a year.
Yeah.
I would say in the middle of the year, or without completing your course, or without achieving your goals. Lastly, even though they're expensive, gyms also offer the opportunity to train or exercise alongside a friend, family or partner, boosting your confidence and courage to continue. Very good. To sum up, even though gyms offer multiple opportunities, and I learn the word, that's opportunity, not opportunity, opportunity. Okay, I'm gonna write it here. Please write it once or twice. That's opportunity. It's good to keep in mind these events as well and consider more affordable ways to keep fit. Very good job. Okay, you're doing great. I shouldn't be surprised, but I'm always amazed. Okay. All right. Now let's have a look at this. This is supposed to be an essay. I don't even know if it is the proper length. Um, Let me see what are the requirements. 140 to 190. How long is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18. Let's say 15 on average, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that should be approximately 180 words. Okay, just like a rough estimate, relatively volume small. Okay, I count.
Where is it? Ah, yeah.
No, it's not. You don't have it. Have a look at it. From beginning to end first, and then you decide what would work.
gym.
No. Did not ever go to the gym. I am as sick as a dog is the expression. Not a very flattering expression for dogs. I mean, why do dogs have to be sick?
Δεν κολλάει σωστά.
Hmm?
Δεν κολλάει σωστά.
I don't know. No idea. I'm sorry.
No worries, no school.
Come on. My son would say exactly the same. Okay, let's keep it different. I'm sorry. Should have been wearing a mask.
Master believed you couldn't handle it 2 hours.
Okay, I got today finish early. I only have 1 hour after you guys. And I don't have to pick up my son from the stereo later because he's not going. He decided to Skywolf or to play hooky or Nakani Kopana. Okay, Skywolf, play hooky. Or play truant. That's a British, very formal expression. Okay, tell me you're ready. Burnout exercise is good for us, and one way to keep fit is to join gym. However, is not the gym the best option? The main way to join to go into gym first, you have access to all the
Exercise.
I would have said proper. I don't know. Let's see. Proper equipment. For example, you can use weights, and I think that this is where exercise goes. Exercise machines and gyms have personal trainers to offer help, advice, and support. How do you say καθοδήγηση?
Guidance.
This way you can exercise in a way that
Fits.
suits. I don't know where fits go, but suits means like is more convenient, more suitable for you. That's why we prefer it. In addition, gyms have long opening hours. Now, do you know the German word for that? Open hours. That's Öffnungszeiten. But the worst, get ready for this, is Vorstellungsgespräch.
That's a word.
Excuse me. Vorstellungsgespräch. That means job interview.
That's a word.
Yeah, I'm afraid that's a word.
What?
Vorstellungsgespräch.
Ναι, εγώ θα πάω τώρα για το Vorstellungsgespräch. Vorstellungsgespräch.
Now that's Vorstellung. That vu is pronounced
I give
vu
up.
in German, and this is pronounced vu. So, for example, weit weg means far away. Weit weg, that's vu. Okay, and all the special words, warum, wo, wer, welche, they're all pronounced vu. Okay. Alright. Yeah. Okay, so that was the, have long Öffnungszeiten. This means you can exercise at a time that fits around your schedule. On the other hand, there are some disadvantages. First, gym memberships are expensive, they can be costly, and usually the fees go up every year. Secondly, exercise in a gym can be boring. You're stuck indoors repeating monotonous exercises. All in all, there are both pros and cons to exercise in a gym. If someone cannot exercise in the open air, then gym is the best option to keep fit. Okay. So yeah, this guy approaches it with some kind of not very positive view on gyms. Okay, so it's better to exercise in the open air. Okay. But do we have everything? Do we have introduction? Yes, we do. And look how it leads to the next part. However, is going to the gym the best option? So he asks a question which the reader expects to be answered later on. So it gives us the reason to read it. Get it? Paragraph 1 is, if you have the books in front of you, we would find the topic of paragraph 1. Proper equipment. So there are many benefits to going to a gym. So all this refers to wait a minute. You know, I believe that if this one passes, then yours is much better because he talked about the equipment in the first part of the main part. He talked about, then he added some idea about trainers and support, stuff like that, and long open hours. I mean, where did this come from? No one asked about that. So what does that mean? That in this paragraph, he's talking about the advantages. So you're okay with what you wrote. I can't see the paragraphs clearly separated, which is a problem. They would have to be like, they would start a little bit on the inside. It's called indentation, by the way. So on the other hand, there are disadvantages, gym memberships, okay? And then, why didn't he include this in another paragraph as your own idea? Another disadvantage, so we begin a new paragraph. Another disadvantage is that exercising at the gym can be boring. Okay, so this is a topic sentence. How do you say the description of key policy? Okay, and then he give a support or justification. You're stuck indoors, repeating, etc., etc., etc. And so as a paragraph, this is very, very short. And finally, this is the conclusion. All in all, to sum up, in conclusion, in my opinion, as far as I'm concerned, there are both pros and cons to exercising the gym. So, like I said before, you sum up what you have already said, okay, but in a different way. You don't repeat yourself, okay, and then you add your own opinion. So, if you can't exercise in the open air, then the gym is the best option for you. Okay, so okay. Thank you very much for your attention.
Well,
It's 8 o'clock.
we're finished now.
Yeah, we finished now.
Damn. I thought we had μισή ώρα ακόμα.
We would, but it was the first day, so first day. And I don't think that I would have handled another half hour, because, yeah, okay. But let me see if it is absolutely clear. No, yeah, that's the message I sent you out, like, shall we say 6:30 to 8 today, not 8:30, so that's 6:30 to 8. Now, Saturday definitely, because it's exam preparation. Now, Friday, I'll leave it to you. Okay, so you decide. Okay. Okay, let me,
On the farm.
oh guys, okay, so thank you very much for your attention. Good night, Yorgo. The girls say bye. And the dogs also.
Bye.
Bye bye. Take care.